Okay, so lesson 6.6 is simple interest and compound interest. We talked about simple interest last year, so that should be nothing new to you. Compound interest is what is new to you. We're going to start out simple, literally simple interest, and do the simple interest first, okay? But you need to know, we need to discuss a few things before we do that. My first question to you is, what is interest? If I asked you what that was, what would you say, Dylan? Okay, the amount of money or something added on over a period of time. Anybody else? Sums it up pretty good. It's like the amount of money that you earn for keeping your money at the bank. So if you put your money in the bank, how many you got in your bank account? Okay, and you all have some kind of interest rate. You maybe don't know what it is. You are earning money for keeping your money at the bank. It's like free money. For example, in my bank account, I probably earn every few months, I probably earn $60 in interest. That's pretty good. That's like a night out or a shopping spree or free. So that means in like a year, I probably earn, I don't know, $600 or $700 in interest. So 0.25 is a very low interest rate. Jaybird Savings Bank. This is my little commercial for Jaybird Savings Bank. 0.5%, and we're going to raise it. And we're going to raise it. We're going to either raise it to 0.65 or 0.7. So here's the deal. The more money you have in your bank account, the more money you're going to earn in interest. For example, I was just looking at somebody's statement. I had somebody's statement here, and they had like $100 in their bank account over the summer, and they earned over the summer they earned like 15 cents in interest. Yeah, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but compared to like me who earns 0.25, I'd only earn like 8 cents interest. Yep. You can ask me now. I think we're going to make it so everybody who wants to do it can do it. Because I don't want to leave somebody out. It'd be kind of nice if you do it. Okay, so I'll have to ask them about that then. Okay? Yes? No? Well, what percent are you doing? So it'd be 0.007 you have to multiply by. So we got to move that decimal over. 0.007. That's going to change it. Yeah. Still not bad, probably. And just think about it. That's every time they pay interest out. Usually, I want to say, like Jaybird Savings Bank, we do it every quarter. So every 3 months you get interest. I don't know what the regular banks do. I don't know if it's every month or if it's every 2 months, or maybe it's also every quarter for them too. I don't know. So, all right, interest, simple interest, is the amount paid or earned for the use of money. You also get charged interest if you have a loan. If you have a loan, let's say I borrow $20,000 for a new vehicle. I have to pay interest back, so I'm not going to pay back $20,000. I'm going to pay back over $20,000 because I owe them interest. A payment, a loan, you'd be a very, very lucky person. That means you could pay cash for everything. That means you could write a check and have the money there and never have to worry about asking anybody for help. I bet there's very, very, very few people that can do that. Yeah, there are, but there's a lot of loans that are out.
But I guess they probably have a lot of loans.
Well, just think about this. Even as a student and you want to go to college, you're probably going to need a student loan. If you pay for your college, you're going to need a student loan. Because are you going to be able to afford 20 grand right off going out of high school?
Yeah.
No. So you're going to need some help. Oh, gosh. You're probably going to need a loan to get started. My next vocab is principal. The principal is that initial amount of money you put in. Or you borrow, I suppose. amount of money you put in or the amount of money you have to take out for a loan. My student loan payment, I don't remember what it was. I have my student loans paid off. Woohoo! But I paid like 8% or 6% for interest on some of that. That's very, very high. I did because I saved my money. I'm not a big spender. I save a lot of it. And I don't want to be in debt. Like that's my biggest thing. Like I do not want to have debt hanging over my head. That's just me though. I don't like having to make a payment every month. My biggest payment right now is my car payment, and I even hate that. I don't want to pay a car payment right now. Ugh. Who wants to do that? Yeah, and you know, here's the thing too. Sometimes you have to go into debt to make money. That's what farmers do all the time. Farmers go into debt to make money, and then they pay off their debt, and they're making money. So that's how farming works. A lot of times you have to go into debt to make money. Backwards, I know. Really backwards. All right, so this is how it's going to work. This equation, you probably remember this from last year a little bit. I equals PRT. Each letter means something. I is interest, P is principal, R is rate in decimal form, and T is time. And please put in years behind that because that's a big one. The biggest thing you need to remember here is that time is in years. Sometimes, oh, what happened there? Sometimes a story problem will give you time in months, and you have to change it to years, and I'll show you how to do that. So like if they say 3 months, how much time is that of a year is that? 1/4 of a year, right? And how do you figure that out? Some people are like, I don't get that yet. Well, 3 out of 12 months reduces to 1/4. Okay? If I have 6 months, half a year. 9 months, be 3/4 of a year. But then you get into the messy ones like 4 months. What's 4 months? Yes, 1/3 of a year. And if you have a third, please don't change it to a decimal because it's going to throw it off. 7, gosh, usually they're going to do 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. They're not going to be anything goofy. If they do that, though, you would do 7 out of 12 and then have to multiply by that. That's all. But today it's going to keep it pretty simple. So how is this going to work? Arnold puts $500 into a savings account. The account pays 3% simple interest, which is very, very high, by the way. And how much interest will he earn in 5 years? Well, I'm going to use my I equals PRT. Okay, and what do I know in there? No, I think this is still me. Nope, I don't know my interest. I know my principal. I know my time, my principal, my rate. But it's asking me how much interest will he earn. So this is what I'm looking for. My principal is $580. My rate was 3%, but I have to change it to a decimal, so 0.03. Yep, the initial amount that gets put in or borrowed. And then the time would be 5 because it's in years already, so I don't have to mess with anything there. Now, all I need to do is I need to multiply them across the board. The easiest thing to do is multiply your whole numbers first, and then multiply by your decimal. Then you don't have to work with your decimal very much. Just one time. Maddie? Okay, so hold on. Multiply those together. 5, 0, 0, 4, 25, 29. Times 0.03, and I think you get this. The whole thing. So this guy earned $87 in interest, and just to keep in mind, he didn't put anything else in. He just let 580 sit there. Usually, if you have a savings account, you keep adding money, right? So you got to remember that too. This is just what he earned on that $580. That's for CD. I can talk about that if you want to talk about that. I think, do you not know what a CD, do you know what a CD is? Okay, I just want to make sure, because the other class still didn't know. So I want to make sure you know what it is. But Yeah, it's going to talk about a CD. It's going to say put in a CD for this long. It's just going to be story prompts like this. So then, this says this guy earned $87 in interest. But what if I change the question and I say, how much did this guy earn altogether in those 5 years? I'm going to say 580 plus 87. And this guy has $667 after those 5 years. And remember, like I said, he didn't put anything else in. I know, I noticed that too. It's the money sign. Still kind of does, but sorry. Kind of confused? It depends what they ask you. If they just ask what's the interest, then this is easy. If they ask you how much they have together after all these years and that interest, you put them together. What? Then you add them together. Depends what they're asking. Let's do another one of these quick. So Debbie has $180 in her Jaybird Savings Bank. They pay 0.5% interest every 4 months. Actually, we're going to change it to 3 months because that's literally what we do here. Okay? How much will Debbie earn? So my principal is 180. My rate is 0.5%, so I still have to change that to 0.005%. There we go. Yep, because I got to move my decimal 2 spaces. 3 months would be what? 3 months would be what? 1/4. I'm going to do 0.25. So then I'm going to multiply all these together. 180 times 0.005 times 0.25. I did it once already, but I'll do it again for you guys. Okay, hold on 1 second, please. Okay, then. This will be 23 cents. What'd you do wrong, Larissa? So I bet it's just in here. Oh, not 4. 1/4 or 0.25. So if I look here, this is really 23 cents. So that's how much this guy earns in just those 3 months. 23 cents. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but geez, by the end of the year, if they don't put anything else in, they earn $1 in interest. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but like I said, the more money you have, people have a lot of money that you don't know about. You need a job. Or start saving your money, like your birthday money and your Christmas money. You should put it in the bank because it's not doing anything sitting in your closet. It's not doing anything. Yep. Bring them in. Okay. You keep. But seriously, if you put that $100 in the bank, it'll grow. Your premium. What are you talking about? Your what? You need to put it in the bank. It is? Fine, whatever. But put it in the bank. We have better interest. We're going to raise our interest better than what you're getting now. Why? Then take some out and put it in ours. You don't have to put it all in ours. Oh my gosh. Jeez, I like to keep mine. Alright. Let's talk about compound interest quick. Okay, this is the new thing that you've never heard of before. Does everybody understand what simple interest is and how it works? Okay. Because it was 3 months, right? And I have to change that to years. So 3 out of 12 would have been 1/4. So compound interest. This is paid on initial principal and interest in the past. So let me explain how this one works after you're done writing. Oops. The easiest way to explain this is through credit card. So a credit card. Credit cards interest rates are like 30%. That means that, let's say I make a $100 purchase and I put it on my Visa credit card. That means Visa pays the bill for me and I pay Visa back. That's how a credit card works. So let's say I make my $100 purchase and I get my credit card bill and I say I don't have $100 to pay this month. I'm just going to wait on it till next month. If I have a 30% interest, that means then I'm going to take 100 times 0.3, which is going to be $30. Now, next month, I owe $130. Still don't, let's say I still don't have that. I'm going to write on it for till next month again. Times 130 times 0.3 gives me 39 plus 130. Now I owe $169. Because they really want your money. That's how credit cards make their money. That's how companies make their money. So, credit card, important to pay off right away. Because that's how people get in credit card debt. There's people who have credit card debt and will never ever get out of it. They will die with their credit card debt. Because they put so much stuff on their credit card. It gets passed on probably to your kids. Yeah, maybe they don't, but they maybe put everything on their credit card. There's some people that put everything they do on their credit card because their credit card will give them rewards back. Some people do that. Like my mother-in-law, she puts stuff in her credit card because she gets rewards back on her credit card. Maybe they'll give her back 5% money. So there's reasons why people do use their credit cards because they get rewards. Okay. Probably. You got to take care of it, yeah. And you better make sure they don't die with any debt, Maddie. um, yeah, it's got to get paid because imagine people are still waiting for their money. It's got to get paid somehow. The difference between a debit card and a credit card. Debit cards are connected directly to your account. Directly. A credit card, you go through a company like Visa, MasterCard. MasterCard or Visa pays the bill for you if you slide that credit card, and you pay them back. Debit card comes out directly out of your account. So no, you don't have to write another bill. So yeah, they probably use debit card the whole time. And like some people only use credit cards. Like I use credit cards if I make a big purchase online. Like I just use credit cards for certain things. Otherwise, I use my debit card. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Like if you use a debit card, and because it still asks you debit or credit, because sometimes the thing doesn't know what it's a debit card or a credit card. If you push credit and it's still on your card, most likely it'll still come to your account. It won't count it correctly as a credit card. So it just depends. Maybe yours does. I don't know. Sometimes they're connected to things. That's fine. Yeah. It's your preference. Probably overseas. A lot of times they won't deny you, you know. Because you went somewhere? Yeah. See, that's what happens too. Yeah, if you go somewhere, you're supposed to let them know. Yeah, my dad was like, yeah, that's true. Because if your credit card gets stolen, think if your credit card or your debit, what if your debit card would get stolen? That somebody's taking money directly out of your account. That happened to me. I had somebody steal my credit card number. I did. Luckily, the bank reimbursed me because they probably have a fund set up for that. They probably, it's going to happen. So they took me my money back. But somebody was using the number to my debit card in California. They went to McDonald's twice. They went to a children's place, a children's store for clothing. I think they went to a chocolate shop, a candy shop, and something else. Yeah, and so that the bank, I tried to supply my card, and it said denied, and I knew there was money there. And I called my bank. They put a stop to my card because they found some charges that were not from Iowa. And they asked me, "Were you in California? Did you go to McDonald's? Did you?" I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope, not me." You know, and they took my word for it.
Wait, yeah, what if, like, people said that actually worked?
I don't know. I'm guessing they'd try to see other charges in too. Because if it just happened in California, it probably happened other places along the way back here. Don't you think? I don't know. They have a way to know. That's funny. She could have totally. Oh, I didn't get those. Somebody stole them. Oh, that's funny. So that's what compound interest is. It keeps piling up from year after year. So let me show you how this works. So here's an example. It says find the compound interest in an account where 600 bucks is invested at an interest rate of 8% compounded annually for 2 years. So the easiest way to do this is basically draw yourself a chart to keep track of what's happening from year to year. So I'm going to draw it like this. And here I'm going to put year 1 because we're compounding it for how many years? 2. And I'm going to put year 2. If it was 3 years, I'd do a year 3 then. If it was 4 years, I would do 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my I equals PRT again. But I'm going to only do it for 1 year at a time. So my first year starts with $600. That's my principal. Times 8%, so 0.08. And then instead of putting on the end my years, 2 in time, I'm doing each year separately. So really, how many years am I looking at here? Just 1, so times 1. Yep. So I'm going to do this, and I think, yep, it's 600 times 0.8 times 1. There, times, that better? So 48 bucks here. What's that? This is a decimal. No, that's a times. My big ones are times. So year 1, $48 is what I earned in interest just in that year. Yes. Nope. Watch this now. So for year 2, what am I going to have at the start of year 2 in that account? 648 bucks because I earned that in interest, right? So now I have 648 times 0.08. Now for my time, I'm still only looking at 1 year though. So I'm still going to take it times 1. So for compound interest, you're always going to use 1 for your year because you're doing each year separately. And I don't remember what this is. I think it's 50 some dollars. 5104. Because for my year 2, I have to take this one and this one and add them together. Okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing again, yeah, because I need to know at the end of year 2 what I have. So I'm going to take this one again and this one again, and I'm going to add them together. And I don't know what that is. Let's see, something 04, 99, 69904, I think is my answer. What'd you get for that? 84? I think 84 is the right one. Okay, I think it is 84. So I do it just to make sure. No, I need to do it just to make sure. 648 times 0.08. 5184. Yep. And then at the end of year 2, that would be my answer then. Then I'm done. Do you see how it started to just kept piling on top of each other? That's what compound is. What's that? Usually it would always be years for compounded. And if they don't, you could just do your month 1, month 2, month 3. Usually it's always this is going to be years. Okay, let's try another one of these. Yes, but most likely to always be in years for you already. And remember, it's only times by 1 anyway for compound. So credit card balance of 300 and an interest rate of 30%. Find the interest if it's compounded annually for 2 years. Okay. Year 1. Year 2. Remember, if it was 3 years, I'd add another row, and I would just keep going. I just picked 2 years to save time. I think there's one in your homework that's like 6 years. Oh. Let's do this first, then we'll talk about that. So this would be 300 times 0.3 times 1, which would be like 90. Okay. Then I'm going to take this one and put them together. 390 times 0.3 times 1. Yep. That's seriously the easiest way. It keeps everything right in line for you. Let's see. 0, 7, 2, 117 bucks. Okay, then I'm going to add those together. 0, that's not right. 7, 0, $507. No, because 1 times 1 is itself anyway. Yep, not too hard. I'm going to quick run back to simple interest with you quick, just because I want to show you a small example of something, okay? Let's say I have my interest, my principal, my rate, and my time. Let's say my interest was $500. My principal was say my principal is $1,500. My rate, I don't know, but my time was 2 years. How would I solve something like this? Well, I would set it up like this. I equals PRT, fill in what I know. My interest was 500. My principal was 1,500. My rate, I don't know, my time is 2. Well, what am I going to do to solve for that R? Yep, I'm going to figure this first. So this would be 3,000 times R equals 500. And then I'm just going to, not 5,000, 500, yep. And then I'm going to divide by what, though? 3,000, because I need that R by itself. Is everybody catching this? And then I would divide. It goes in once. Jeez. 4, no. 5, 6, should be 6, because that'd be 18. And then you can move your decimal 2 spaces, so 16% would be my rate then. Would be very high. So if you're missing something, work backward to find it. Okay? Any questions? Because I do want to talk to you about your homework assignment quick, so why don't you get out your homework. Hi, Brian.